Hey guys, Mount Vernon Kid here. How's everybody doing out there? Welcome back to the Opinion Spot. Opinion Spot week is still going. This is day 2. So I hope everybody enjoyed the day 1. Really enjoyed really talking about some of the classic comic cartoons from the past that I used to watch and still watch to this day. And here's another one I'm going to bring you guys that I still watch. Is critically acclaimed, and I think everybody should get around, and I think we should get some good feedback from this one. So this cartoon, basically, as you can see, is Justice League. Yes, Justice League. The series that Bruce Timm adapted was fantastic, guys. No doubt about it. This series was created by Bruce Timm and Paul Dini, and is pretty much continuation of pretty much where Mr. Timm and Mr. Dini left off with Batman and Superman, the animated series from the 90s. Justice League ran from 2001 to 2004 on Cartoon Network, and then it went from there into its second season or so, which it became known as Justice League Unlimited. Like I said, it started November 17th, 2001 and ended May 29th, 2004. That was just Justice League. Now, how many of you guys out there remember when Cartoon Network was advertising this show? When they were showing all the silhouettes and things of who's going to be in the show. And I remember watching this, and I remember waking up one time when I saw Green Lantern for the first time, and I was like, whoa, that doesn't look like Hal, he's way too big, but we saw later why he wasn't in the show, but later on he did appear in the show. So basically in this series, it had early elements of it was supposed to be a Justice League not like our parents' Justice League. You remember that? You know that? So it was a little bit more edgier than what our parents grew up watching. It had that adult dark tone that the Batman animated series and Superman had a great adult theme that we were looking for in the series. So from what I read, that the lineup was to pay tribute to the original Justice League lineup, and while also reflecting racial and cultural diversity. Okay, but Aquaman was left out of the lineup at the beginning, but he became a member of the team later on. He was replaced by Hawkgirl, and of course they went with John Stewart, Green Lantern, instead of Kyle or Hal or Guy Gardner. Now, we would have thought it would be Kyle because Kyle was already shown in this DC animated universe as the Green Lantern of this sector. But they went with John Stewart, and I was okay with that. I didn't mind it. It got John Stewart a little bit more popularity for people who didn't know that there was an African American Green Lantern, especially. That you got to thank Mr. Dwayne McDuffie for that. He pushed to get John Stewart on the show, and of course they went with they went Wally West Flash instead of Barry Allen Flash, because if you remember in the Superman animated series, they had a Flash was guest starred on it, and that was none other than Wally West. That was not Barry. But of course, Kevin Conroy came back to do his voice, and it was magical as always. From what I heard, and also from thanks to you guys, my YouTube friends, told me the reason why Tim Daly didn't come back to voice Superman. it was known that he did some early recording, but was ultimately unable to reprise the voice due to involvement with another short-lived show, with a show called he was going to do The Fugitive. So he couldn't do the voice. He was committed to that, so they had to get a new George Newbern to do the voice. At first, it kind of bothered me, but I kind of tolerated it after a while. This was great, man. It was a really good show. There were some episodes. The episodes on this really, they had like each episode in the 52 episodes of Justice League, they almost were like story arcs, because almost every episode was like a 2-parter or a 3-parter. The first episode after the pilot, was basically it involved John Stewart being captured by the Manhunters, and he had to stand trial for, I think, blowing up a planet or so like that. And I was like, oh my God, they're already starting with John Stewart, messing it with him. But it was fun. It really was. I really enjoyed that. One of my favorite episodes from Justice League had to have been, oh man, I'm trying to remember the name of it. I did like in Blackest Night. That was a good episode. I did like when they showed Aquaman, the enemy. That was it. Episode 6 and 7, The Enemy Below, where we got to see Aquaman make his debut, and how in this episode we got to see where he cut off his hand to save his son's life. I thought that was really good. Also, when the Injustice League came into the picture, Injustice for All was good. I loved episode 10, and 11, Paradise Lost, when Felix Faust threatened to keep Wonder Woman's family transformed into stone if he didn't get these artifacts for him to release Hades from Tartarus. And the great thing about when Hades gets started there, John Rhys Davis was Hades. What else was another good episode? Oh man, boy, I think when Metamorpho guest starred on there. Man, there are so many. I'm trying to remember the episode where pretty much all the men got sick, and it was up to all the females, Wonder Woman and Hawk Girl, to deal with it. Because I really enjoyed that episode, because there was I remember it really well, because she was like, I remember they were talking about, we got to figure out, to stop this and get the men back to normal. And Hawk Girl was like, yeah, because who would want a world without men? And Wonder Woman she was still on her proactive, look of, menace and everything. And she was like, they can't be that useful to you. And then she's like, don't knock it till you tried it, princess. I really enjoyed that. We really started to see Wonder Woman grow from the first time she appeared into her season now. I loved when the Justice Lords guest starred on it. They were supposed to be loosely based off the criminal crime syndicate from, which was really good. And of course, they did the season finale of the Justice League called Starcross, where pretty much the Thanagarians invaded Earth, and they were using Earth as a tool to destroy their enemies called the Gardanians. And that was where we found out that Hawk Girl was kind of she was a spy, and she was a spy to really learn their weaknesses and strengths and stuff like that. But it was really good, and that was where it ended the series of Justice League. and it was fun. You know, it was really fun. I really enjoyed that a lot. And from what I heard, Starcross was supposed to be the end of the series. It was supposed to be the end. It wasn't supposed to go on another season. There was only supposed to be 26 episodes. But, however, we got some more episodes, and in turns, the series was changed, renamed to Justice League Unlimited. And Justice League Unlimited kicked off just where basically, you know, Justice League left off. The only difference was the league got bigger, and in this term it got really big, to the point where the teams had to be broken up into, you know, like groups of 6 or so. The original 7 was still there, but this team had well over 50 characters appeared in this episode, in this season, in this series. We start off, we're kicking off Green Arrow. Green Arrow guest, he was the first to get, he was the first episode in there, and he teamed up with, the episode was called Invitation, where Green Arrow guest starred on there. He basically, it was shown in the series that he refused invitation to the Justice League countless times until finally they came, and he joined with Green Lantern, where John Stewart now was bald. He cut his hair off, and he was dating Vixen instead of a Hawkgirl. Hawkgirl had left for a while. I mean, there was that was a really touching scene right there at the end, in between Justice League. We saw he teamed up with Captain Atom and Supergirl, and they were helping a nuclear powered robot in an Asian country. I forgot if they said the name of the country, but it was a nuclear robot that was supposed to protect the country. And Green Arrow shined in this episode, especially at the end. That was really fun. I remember his line, you know, I think it was "Say goodbye, dirtbag" or something like. And he shot the rods that was able to shut off the robot into it, and it was really good. That was really fun. I really enjoyed that episode. One of my favorite episodes from season 1 of Justice League Unlimited was kid stuff, when Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern were turned back into 8-year-olds by Morgan Le Fay. And that episode had me laughing, because it was really funny to see Bruce as a kid, where, you know, and they had to stop Mordred, Morgan Le Fay's son, because he turned the world into kids, no more parents, and all the kids were around. And I remember the episodes, and Wonder Woman was all like, yo, she was all hitting on Bruce, and she was like, I'll go with Bruce if that's okay with you. And he's like, whatever. And John was like really enthusiastic about, oh, I'm gonna make this. No, I'm gonna make this. And you see his childlike mind come out. And I remember he was like, when I was a kid, I had to wear glasses, and he paid homage to Kyle Rayner's mask. He put on a mask, and he had Kyle Rayner's. And Superman was really dense in this. He's like, what's going on? And he's like, God, with a guy with over 100 types of visions, you sure are blind. And it was really funny. That was so funny to me. I love that episode. That was episode 3 of season 1, which was funny. I think another episode was This Little Piggy, where Cersei's turned Superman, tongue-tied, turned Wonder Woman into a pig, and Zatanna guest starred on there. And at the end of the episode, we saw Batman singing, and it was like, can he do tongue-tied again. it was like, can he do anything without, like, so good? Like, we saw Batman singing, which was really good. We saw them pay homage to Power Girl, where Cadmus had created a clone Supergirl called Galatea, and the question in this was great. You cannot deny that. Man, there were so many episodes that I can go on about Justice League Unlimited that was so good. Of course, the episode, the once and future thing, where Batman, Wonder Woman, and Green Lantern were going through time to capture Kronos. They went through the Wild West, where we saw Batlash and Jonah Hex, El Diablo, and Powerhouse Smith. You know, that was just good stuff. And then the next episode, we got to know that Jon Stewart and Hawkgirl had a son who was Warhawk, and we saw Terry McGinnis and stuff like that. That was just great stuff. The episodes were really fun, guys. I mean, there's not really much I can describe that can really that I can not, for all you guys that out there that know the show. You guys know the show, you know what it was about, but it was fun. You know, it was really fun, and I really enjoyed the series. You know, of course, you cannot forget that last episode in the series finale of Justice League, where pretty much called Destroyer, where they had to stop, you know, where they had to stop Darkseid. You know, I know I'm skipping around episodes, but, you know, I just think it means a little more if I do that. And Darkseid and his army of Apocalypse basically scaled a full-scale invasion on Earth, and it was up to the Justice League and basically the League of Doom, or the Secret Society to stop basically, you know, Darkseid. And of course, it was always great to hear Michael Ironside play Darkseid. That's my Darkseid right there. And we got to see Superman cut loose for the, you know, and I remember that really well. You know, he was like, you know what? Oh, I was always afraid not to cut. I always felt like I was in a world of paper, of cardboard. Always afraid I'll break something, but not this time. It's finally where I cut loose, and I remember him cold-cocking Darkseid so hard it echoed like there was a shockwave, and we saw Superman cut loose. But then after that, it was like a false comeback. It was like, oh, there you go, it was over. He got shocked and it was over. I'm like, oh, come on, like, y'all should have made him really cut loose even more. But it was fun. It was really fun. I mean, another one of my favorite episodes, I think that everybody will agree that was really good, was episode 33 or so, or if you want to classify it even more, the Patriot Act, where General Wade Elson from Cadmus stole the Captain Nazi super soldier serum and turned himself into like this Hulk-like character, and he fought pretty much Green Arrow, Stargirl, Stripes, Shining Knight, Crimson Avenger, Vigilante, and Speedy. That was a really good episode because it was all the non-powered heroes against this powered hero, and, you know, and it really paid, especially that last segment with Shining Knight, where he talked about that his lord King Arthur told him to burn a village, and I'm like, wow, King Arthur said that, and he didn't want to do it, and he didn't do it, and General Elling was saying, then you were a stupid soldier, you disobeyed your general's order, and China Knight was like, nay, you know, and because I knew my Lord Arthur was not in his right mind at the time, and that was really fun. I really enjoyed that episode. We saw a lot of friendships evolve in Justice League Unlimited than in Justice League, especially between Shining Knight and Vigilante, you know. But there was just so much that this was just a highly recommended show, guys, and a great show for us comic fans out there. That was a great adaptation of the Justice League. You know, You cannot deny that. And the show is on DVD, so I urge you guys to put it in your collection. If was there a downside? Was there any complaints about this series? Not really. I think many people had their time to shine in here, like Wildcat. A lot of underrated characters in the show really shined in this. Vixen, Black Canary, Hawk and Dove, Task Force X was supposed to be the Suicide Squad. They guest starred on the show once. The Question. Oh man, there was just so much. The only episode I really felt like, it was like, really, it was like, oh, that's a lame cop out to me, was the epilogue from season 1 that showed that Amanda Waller, who was older in this episode, revealed to an older Terry McGinnis that he was indeed involved in a project called Project Batman Beyond, and he is the son of Batman. I was like, really? Oh, come on! Like that was a cop out to me. I didn't like that episode. I thought that made no sense to me whatsoever. I get where they were trying to go with it. Like they were saying, well, the older Batman he kept leaving parts of himself around Gotham City. Blood samples and things like this. So it was easy to get his DNA. And you insert his DNA with his father, I guess his father's DNA. And I'm like, nah, this is not right. I don't like this. This is wrong. This is wrong all too well. And how Cadmus wanted to really make Terry into Batman, like have everything happen to Bruce happen to Terry. Like they brought back the Amelia, who was from she's from the Mask of the Phantasm movie, remember? And she was supposed to kill Terry McGinnis's parents, and he was supposed to really seek vengeance, and the whole shtick of how Batman did it. But I just didn't like that episode. It bothered me a lot. And that was the one episode that bothered me. Everything else I was cool with. I was really cool with. But other than that, I thought it was fun. I really like how they updated the Super Friends, like Apache Mon and the Wonder Twins and Black Vulcan. They did put one of my favorite characters, Mr. Terrific, in there, but he was more as the coordinate of the team. He didn't really have too much action in it. But there were just so many favorite episodes, guys. I can go on and on, but I don't think I'll go on half an hour talking about this series. But I think I've talked enough about it. You guys tell me what you thought of Justice League and Justice League Unlimited as well. I'd love to get your feedback on this. Tell me some of your favorite episodes. But other than that, this is Mount Vernon Kid saying peace, one love. Stay tuned. Keep it real as always. I'll see you guys tomorrow for day 3 of Opinion Spot Week. You guys take care.